So you got a new project.
I got a new one. Album's called Below Paradise. It is a just really an album, like a journal over the last year of my life. Just in the last year, went through a lot of traumatic events, a lot of loss. I lost my 1-year-old son. So just a lot of stuff happened in my life that kind of redirected and refocused how I do music, how I even just express myself as an artist. And so the album kind of journals and walks through that experience for everybody. I wanted to talk about something that people actually were going through and relating to. So
You lost your 1-year-old son.
yeah.
How did that happen?
Well, autopsy said natural causes, but I think it was labeled SIDS. But he was old enough to where we assumed he was out of the woods of ever having experienced that, but it just wasn't the case. So in all of that, just trying to walk and figure out how to live life after something like that.
I mean, when you got the news, what went through your head?
I actually don't remember. I was on a plane coming home. I was coming from a concert, and wifey called and said, "Hey, he was sick. We took him to the hospital. He didn't make it." And I literally broke. There's a part of me that wanted to, kind of realize I'm on a plane with strangers around me, but from punching the wall on the side of me to crying, just not being able to control myself to a point. And man, I think it was just this little sweet lady next to me who, talked the whole time that eventually became a friend because she just kind of rubbed my back. She had to be in her 60s, just rubbed my back and was like, "Man, you're okay. You're okay." And she didn't know, no one knew. But man, it was the worst day of my life.
Do you consider yourself a Christian rapper?
I consider myself a hip hop artist. I am a rapper. I am a Christian. I definitely don't hide my faith in any regard in the music, life, whatever. But I grew up being just ingrained in hip hop culture. And then after becoming a Christian, see myself as a person who can walk authentically as a Christian and be authentically hip hop. It's always the people you don't understand or aren't necessarily priority to you that you have to qualify, whether it's sports, you got JV, but the varsity, or, that's the Tigers, and you're talking about the guys, or that's the Lady Tigers. And, it's just, we got to qualify who it is that comes after I really want to see. And I think that's what people tend to do typically in culture, but at some point, people begin to hear the music and know this is hip hop. I enjoy this too. So
Does it bother you a little bit?
no, I get it. I definitely, at times want to clarify, to box it into that framework subjugates it to anybody's opinion of what they think Christian means. When you say hip hop in general, people go all over the board with it as well. But when you have to take those two broad terms and then mash them together and put them in a box, a lot of times people get like a bad understanding of what it is we do. So,
Any features on this album?
yep. So my man Lecrae is featured on the album. He's a label mate, good friend for a long time. He's on the album. New York cat Andy Mineo, he's on the album as well. And then just a lot of singers. This album was definitely a walk through what my life was like the last year, and so there might be like 2 rap hooks, but everything was just songs that just kind of, emoted what I felt in the moment. Song about marriage, song about struggling in marriage and all that. So,
Who are some of the artists that you would really love to work with on your next album?
man, so there's a cat right now killing it in R&B named Molly Music. He's a Christian as well, but I mean, his album is phenomenal. He's a dope artist. Just childhood fantasy to work with Anthony Hamilton one day, just another vocalist that I think is phenomenal at what he does. But man, hip hop, it's across the board. Like, granted, dudes want bread and we independent, so that might not happen as much. But I mean, I think J. Cole can rhyme well. I think Kendrick is killing it, and I think that there's a lot of producers out there who are doing great work as well. One of my dudes who I wanted to work with and met him in Atlanta, and he ended up working with us, dude named Street Symphony. He's killing it. And so doors are opening, it's happening.